Did you know that Livingstone is Zambia's #1 tourist capital and that it's not just inhabited by people, it has people and wildlife coexisting in the same space with no barriers in many places? Hi, I'm Lebawit Girma. I'm a travel journalist and sustainable tourism advocate. And on my YouTube channel, Mindful Travel, I'll help you explore places in a more conscious, culturally immersive way that benefits you as well as the places that you visit and the people that you get to know around the world. And I also discuss some of the issues that the travel industry needs to tackle and face head on. So I've just come back from a conference in Livingstone, Zambia, and I got to get out and explore a little bit. So here are 5 things to know about Livingstone, Zambia. Number 1, Livingstone is a city where both humans and animals coexist, as I mentioned earlier. Now, I really mean that. Let me explain. This growing city is home to the famous Mosoatunya Falls, better known as Victoria Falls, one of the greatest wonders in the world, and the Zambezi River as well. But you'll also see freely roaming wildlife as you drive around the town and along the main road to and from shopping areas. And so it's not unusual to see a family of elephants, for example, roadside. And sometimes traffic will actually have to completely stop to let the elephants cross the street for as long as it takes. So you could be on your way to an appointment and just be late. Here, wildlife rules and people respect it immensely. You do need to pay attention. There are instructions you'll see during your stay, whether it's at the hotel or on the roadside, that says to avoid human-animal conflicts. In other words, don't suddenly pull your car over because you're so excited and get close to the animal for photos. Animals don't like to be surprised, including elephants, so you are best to stick with a guide and admire from a safe distance. Number 2, there are hotels that sit within the Mosiotunya National Park, which is located about 15 to 20-minute drive from the airport in Livingstone. So Victoria Falls on the Zambian side is located within this protected park as well. Now, I stayed at Avani Hotel, a 4-star property.
Good morning, people. We got our zebra friends hanging out here. So the hotel is actually located inside the national park, and these guys can't get too close, and you cannot feed them, of course.
And its biggest advantage is that it has easy access and free access to the waterfalls from the back of the resort. And it's included in your stay. So literally, I walked to the back of the hotel, back of my building, along a beautiful garden trail that, where I could see wild monkeys and zebras. These are all wild animals, by the way, not domesticated.
This was probably their home. Always been their home.
When I get to the gates on the other side, I sign a visitor log. I exited through the back door and crossed literally a very narrow kind of parking lot road and went into the national park entrance that's right there. Once I arrive there, I sign a logbook as well to mark my visit, and then I'm free to continue on the path and the trail that takes you right along the falls on the Zambian side. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a long, long footpath, including a beautiful bridge. And you'll see other people there exploring, taking selfies or photos. And the whole walk could take you, at least an hour if you're taking your time and taking shots. And you can also see the Zimbabwe side of the waterfalls across the way, although you can't walk there. So staying in these hotels that are located in the national park means that you have to absolutely respect the wildlife. I mean, it's forbidden to feed animals. It's forbidden to touch them or even get close because it could be dangerous. I saw a little kid trying to touch a zebra. And let me tell you, that zebra warned him with his foot. Number 3, Livingstone is being impacted by climate change and intense heat just as any other place in the world. Now, Zambia, however, has been going through this severe drought since a few months ago, much sooner than usual. Normally now is the dry season, but it's happened a couple of months earlier than expected. So the Victoria Falls water level also gets lower in the dry season, and the heat is more intense. However, this means that there are lots of activities that you can do when the water isn't completely full. So that means you can go river rafting, which is pretty incredible to do there. For example, you can dip in the Devil's Pool, which I'll tell you more about in my next video. You can view the beautiful basalt rock that the gushing waterfall normally hides in the high season. But we do have to think about these things as visitors, because the water being low means that, and the dry season means that the hydropower isn't functioning as it should, and there are electricity cuts for locals every day. Basically, electricity is being rationed. Not at hotels. In any case, that brings me to my next point. That's why it's important to seek out cultural activities in addition to your outdoor adventures. Signing up for cultural activities and ensuring you spend in a local economy is a must when visiting the African continent, including places like Zambia. It's especially critical today as people face climate change impacts, as well as changing tourism seasons that are becoming less and less predictable. The wildlife viewing is spectacular, absolutely. But make sure you sign up for a couple of other people-to-people activities that are locally led, locally owned, and come out of your hotel and spend with local businesses. It's absolutely vital that they also benefit. Now, one popular activity that's promoted quite well is a visit to Mukuni village. It's a traditional village that's about 45 minutes drive from, say, the national park and the waterfalls. And it's existed since the 19th century, and traditional life continues there every day. But there are additional ways that you can learn about Zambian culture and support local businesses while having a really memorable time. You could take a jewelry making workshop like I did, or look for a cooking class. It will take effort to find them. So I will be telling you more about that because they do exist, even if the tourism industry doesn't particularly advertise them on a grand scale in the same way that they do the waterfalls. Thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next episode of Mindful Travel.